Hi, I'm Coach Stephen Arnold, and for today's lecture, Dan wanted me to talk about alcohol and performance, but I've bolted on a little bit of an alcohol survival guide at the end as well, which will probably be a bit more practical and applicable for the majority of the people in this group. So with that, let's get into it. All right, so as we know from the last lecture, alcohol definitely has a lot of detrimental effects on our physiology when consumed in excess. So when it comes to performance, what we're looking at is alcohol is definitely going to downregulate our sleep. It's going to cause dehydration. It's going to affect the way that we can recover. It's also going to affect our decision-making ability, which we're all pretty aware of. And also it's going to affect our decision-making ability the next day because we're going to be less alert and have a slower reaction time. It also affects the rate of blood flow and also increases our risk of injury. And as discussed in our previous lecture, it's also going to have a detrimental effect on our body composition. So straight off the bat, there's just no way that we can look at alcohol being a positive influencer on performance and body composition goals. So there's just no point in going into it in any more detail. It's just not going to be positive for us at all. So let's look at something that is probably a bit more practical and how we can survive alcohol, how we can go out, be social, enjoy those social events and still work towards our body composition goals. So let's move this over a bit. How can we go out, be social, have those alcoholic drinks and not impact our physiology too much? So some useful tips here. Look at the mixers that you use. So the mixers that we have with our alcoholic beverages normally contain more calories than the alcohol itself. So if you're having a rum and coke, if you use Coke Zero, that's going to be far better for you. If you're drinking gin and tonic, that's going to be way better than drinking rum and coke. And there's lots of alternatives, vodka and slimline tonics, vodka and Sprite Zero. These mixers are going to be way better for you in terms of body composition at the end of the night. So mixers are a great one. And your friends. These are obviously a big influence and big impact on how much you drink and how often you drink. So just let your friends know what you're doing. Hey guys, I've just joined this coaching program. I really want to make a positive impact on my physiology. I really want to get some great results and turn my health around. And the reasons I'm doing that are because of, and then whatever the reason is for you, and you impact me in this way. And I'm just saying this to you because I really want you to support me and help me. I don't want the fact that we used to go out drinking every Saturday or that you asked me to go out drinking with you. I don't want this to impact our friendship. So I'm telling you, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and this is how you can impact it. So let your friends know what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's gonna help you as well. And this is a nice little trick that you can use is time. So what I used to do when I was a young fella, if my friends were going out at 8 o'clock, I would just join them later on. I'd join them at 10 o'clock or half 10. Say I can't get there till later. And that reduces the amount of time that you can spend drinking. So it's gonna make those social events a lot easier for you, rather than going out 8 o'clock, having a few drinks in you, and then, let's just stay out till midnight. If you join the party late, there's less chance of you overindulging and staying out past midnight. And then you can also do it the other way around as well. You can just make an excuse to leave early so that you're not there for the duration. That's going to limit the amount of total drinks that you have throughout the night. That's a great trick. Eating times as well. So what I used to do when I was a young fella is I would just make sure that I had my last meal at least an hour and a half, 2 hours before my first drink, just so I had time to digest and absorb all those nutrients before alcohol came into the mix and started affecting it. So if you're drinking alcohol and eating at the same time, obviously we know that alcohol affects the way the body digests and absorbs nutrients, and then you're going to be missing the nutrients from the last meal. And also it's just going to be contributing towards a poorer body composition. So if you are going to go out drinking, make sure that you eat your meal at least an hour and a half, 2 hours before you start drinking. And water. Obviously we know from the previous lecture that dehydration is a massive byproduct of drinking. So by utilising water, we can minimise the effects of alcohol, minimise the detrimental performance and body composition effects of alcohol as well. And how I would utilize water is either a soft drink or a water in between every alcoholic drink when I was out, if you can get away with that with your friends. Or when you get home at night, just make sure you're having 1.5 liters, 2 liters of water before you go to bed. Obviously that's going to impact the amount of times we get up for the toilet and disrupt our sleep even further, but I found that it did kind of minimize the damage, and it just made me feel a little bit better the next day. And then the final one is what you do the day after. So it's quite easy just to stay around in bed feeling pretty sorry for yourself, eating rubbishy food and making poor decisions the next day as well. Best thing is I found not just don't go anywhere near training. If you've been drinking, just don't even touch any sort of athletic performance, because for me it just caused me injuries. It just led me into injuries, poor performance. I was upset, disappointed with myself, and just led to injuries. So, and then contributed again towards harder recovery. If you're trying to be athletic when you're already depleted from alcohol, and then you're asking your body to recover from the alcohol and training or sport, it just drags out and you end up in a big circle of fatigue there. So the next day, just be smart and plan it. And what I found was best was just set an alarm, just drink water, get straight out of the house and just go for a walk or a jog. Just get the blood flowing a little bit, get some fresh air in you, nothing too strenuous, and just be active. And the more active you can be first thing in the morning, the better your hangover is going to be, and the easier that recovery is going to happen as well. If you're just lying around in bed doing nothing, it's going to drag out and be worse. If you start trying to do too much, it's going to be worse as well. So just find that medium ground. Get up at a time, go out, get some fresh air, be active, get the blood flowing, nothing too much. So that's my survival guide. And calories, just so we have a rough idea of what's contained within the alcoholic drinks that we can choose. That will obviously help you make the decisions on what you would like to drink when you go out. So, a single gin and tonic, roughly, is around about 105 calories. It's always my recommendation. If that's not quite enough for you, a double gin and tonic, it'd be somewhere around about 160, 170, just depending on what gin you use and what tonic you use. A pint of beer, a pint of beer is 300 calories. So that's probably one of my least favourites of all. Don't have that one. Red wine, 105. And like we said, if you're having one glass a night, that's definitely not the end of the world, and has no detrimental effects on your health long term, and probably won't affect your body composition too much either if you're staying within your calories. Rum and Coke, 360, as previously mentioned, 360 calories for a rum and Coke, unless you're having Coke Zero, and then that takes it down to 68 or 70, 60 to 70 calories. So a much better option there. And then the last one, if you're just having straight shots, is 68 calories, roughly, somewhere between 50 and 60. But again, not advised. What you could do, drink straight shots of vodka, followed with a bottle of water. That would probably be the best one for your hangover, and also managing your health and not getting too drunk. So there we are, guys. When it comes to alcohol and performance, just do not even think about mixing the two. Nothing good is going to come of that. I can tell you from previous experience and from all the science, you're just going to get yourselves in trouble. So if you are drinking and you want it to be social, that's a-okay. Just manage it. And if you're trying to cut down and reduce, take some of these pointers here, speak to your friends, set some time limits, get your eating time right, utilize water, and plan the next day. There's some great tips there that will definitely help you get through. And these are the calories, so just make sure you're choosing your drinks wisely. At the end of the day, guys, we want you to lose weight, and we want you to get the rate of results that you're happy with. That doesn't mean that you need to be optimal and be 100% compliant and never touch alcohol. What needs to happen is you need to be happy with where you are and what you're doing. And if you can do that, then you are going to achieve long-term success. So find that balance. The balance is you're being social, you're enjoying the process, but you're also getting results. And if you find that you're not getting results, maybe you're slightly out of balance. And if you find that you're not happy with your life, then maybe you're also out of balance, but the other way. So what I say to my clients is choose a compliancy rate that you're happy with. So whether that's 80% or 95%, somewhere between there should be the optimal place for you to have great balance and also get results. If you go above 95% compliancy rate, you're going to find that your life is pulled out of balance. You might get slightly better results, but you're not going to be happy and you're not going to stick to it. And if you're going below 80% compliancy rate, then you're going to get pulled out of balance the other way and you're just not going to get results, and it's not worth making an effort. You're just going to get frustrated with yourselves. So there's some great information there that's coming from first-hand experience and also from all the science. Let me know if you've got any questions, and as always, we'll see you inside the Facebook group. Peace out.